Skip it up and that up. So Phil Spencer, head of Microsoft Studios, posted a very promising tweet in response to another Twitter user who asked him if he thinks there'll be another console generation. This is what he had to say. So a Twitter user by name of Bulldozer X, he says, tough question. He's asking Phil Spencer, but do you think Xbox One is the last console as we know it, running on local hardware? Phil responds with, I don't. I think local compute will be important for a long time. So Twitter user Jan Olsen Jan says back to Phil Spencer, if everything went into the cloud, I think people wouldn't care that much if they chose Sony or Microsoft. Phil responds by saying, you can look at mobile, connected to faster networks, more cloud services, but local power still increases each gen, which he has a point there. I don't know if you could really compare them, but like I just got the Samsung Galaxy Note 3. I used to have a Samsung Galaxy S3, and the power, the horsepower, the CPU power of that phone and the GPU power of that phone is ridiculous. Like Modern Combat 4, I believe that's the newest one, runs at 60 frames per second on the Note 3, and it ran at barely 30 on the S3. So yeah, he's right. The phones keep on increasing in power, and their CPU and GPUs keep increasing. You're not playing games in the cloud on your cell phone, which I don't know if that's a really good point that he made there, but whatever. He's right. Technically. So could Phil Spencer be saying this simply because he wants to have people feel comfortable to buy the Xbox One, and he doesn't want to make it like, oh yeah, the cloud's going to take over and, screw hardware, and he wants people to feel comfortable buying the console, not thinking that, it's going to be obsolete sooner than they think? Maybe. I don't know. Or maybe he really does feel that there is going to be another actual hardware console generation where there's going to be a CPU and GPU in the next generation Xbox, which will be the 9th generation. Ugh, I shudder to think about that. God, man, I'm getting old. But, maybe he really does. And I hope I'm wrong. There's a lot of other people who feel the same way I do, that this is the last console generation. I hope we're all wrong. You guys know for a fact that I love my hardware, man. I love buying graphics cards. I love having the PlayStation 4. I like hardware in the home. I like knowing that, because a lot of times I keep power where I'm at, and I lose internet sometimes during a bad snowstorm, so I'll have power and I won't have internet. I love knowing that I could still put a disc in my PS4 or play the games I have downloaded from Steam and still play the games. Where if you have cloud-only gaming where the games stream from a server from California or God knows where, guess what? You're not going to be able to play them. So I hope he's right. I still don't think he's right. I just think he might. There is that chance he may be saying it to damage control. But hey, the guy knows he's head of Microsoft Studios. Yeah, I'm sure he knows a little more than I do. So I kind of I'm like, yeah, you're right. I want you to be right, even though I still kind of think you're not. I know I'm kind of contradicting myself with this, but I don't know. The writing's on the wall, but then again, I'm also not the Dionne Warwick of gaming, so we'll see what happens. All right, guys, leave your thoughts in the comment section below. Do you think that this is the last console generation that there's going to be? I still pretty much do. Or are you in Phil Spencer's camp where you think there is going to be an actual next generation of consoles where you will have true hardware in your home and you won't just be gaming up in the cloud? Make sure to rate, comment, favorite, and subscribe. And as always, thank you for supporting Review Tech USA. Have a good one.